All right, number 5 is Queen, and it's personal for you. The whole album is personal for you, but this one is really personal, and it speaks to our mother, and who she is. So, you mentioned her sacrifices as a single teen mother. Can you share how her journey shaped your perspective on resilience and success?
Man, just imagine you come from Pleasant Hill, you're 15, 9 months pregnant, you're going to school, walking to school from 3rd Avenue to Central High School. Just all you going through and seeing and people judging you and all your friends saying, girl, if I was you, I wouldn't have that, baby. You know, and that's the song I said I would get. You said, have I ever censored myself? So I did censor myself for that particular song, but in no way did I want to.
Seem like you were exploiting
her, or shout out to my pops. We had our challenges, yeah, but now we good. I'm a grown man now, and the past is the past, but it's still a part of my truth. So I had to tell it in a way that was not. I guess in a way that I was not coming across as bitter. You know what I mean? Just telling the truth without, pointing fingers. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that this particular song, you did a great job at, getting that message out the way you wanted to get it across.
So that would be the only song that I would say I had to
censor a little bit.
Yeah, censor.
Okay. So, if I had to give a theme portion of this song, just a portion of it, a tribute to family. I have different ones, but you acknowledge other important women in your life, expressing gratitude and admiration for them, indicating a strong appreciation for family support. All right. So within that, because it does touch on the theme of community and support beyond our mother, how important is family and mentorship in your journey?
Family is everything. True family. You can be related to a lot of people, but I think over time as we grow, we begin to develop our own family. And the few people who have been very genuine and supporting me in my journey, whatever it is I do, I hold close to my heart. And nothing I wouldn't do for y'all.
Okay. All right, so you mentioned,
even if that means, there's nothing I want to do for them, so don't play with them. Proceed.
Okay. I think they got it. Okay. You mentioned that legend live forever like King Tut. How do you hope this song contributes to your artistic legacy?
That's a good question, man. I hope it shows how I can put real life into song format and make people feel something. And it's not just about, of course it's about my mama, but she's the origin of me. Like, she had every right to say, you know what, let me listen to my friends, let me listen to my cousins or whoever. They were saying, hey, you're 15 years old. You got your whole life ahead of you. You need to have an abortion. Yeah, have an abortion. Yeah, that's what everybody said. She said, no, I'm keeping my baby.
Because you were part of her life.
Yeah.
Her
I'm
life.
not getting rid of my baby, so she has.
Which heads back to the title Queen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You think about, even in I think my brain goes, and I think about a beehive, and in a beehive, the queen bee is there, right? Everyone is set in that beehive to protect the queen. Yeah. Everybody around the queen is working, right? And it's very difficult for you to spot the queen in a hive unless somebody actually points the queen out to you. I think that same thing with mama, because with everything that goes on in just our lives in general, and even with her being who she is, even in other people's lives, it kind of always centers back to her. We can go to anybody else and try to just lean on them for different pieces of support, but then it's like that car always steers back to her for that support as the queen of this hive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're around her, we're working, we're doing the things that we've been taught by her directly and indirectly to do. You know, the things we've seen her and watched her go through, and yet show resilience in her life, you know, today. And so I think that song is like the center of. You start with Black Sheep, and then you got Queen right there. It almost shows her in the same light, you know, a black sheep, like that same little cycle kind of coming down the line.
Like, if you think about, again, like people don't know our history. My mom's mama was adopted. Her mama brought her to the neighbors and said, "Hey, can you watch my baby? Till I come back?" I never came back. You know, so we don't know really any family other than us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really is like a black sheep story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had family was adopted. But we don't know. You mean over time we discovered little pieces here and there, but the puzzle still ain't never been put together. So it's a lot to our story that people don't know. And I think it's part of my job to put that in music and tell that story so that the legend does live together.
Okay. All right, so we got Off My Mind. Just one question on this song. I just want to know what was the most challenging part of creating this song, because you had so many different pieces, like expressing the inability to stop thinking about someone, mentioning that it felt strange since they've been emotionally distant. You highlight an emotional connection. Communicate your constant thoughts about this person, emphasizing desire for presence. It's just a lot that you go through in that. So, what was the most challenging part of actually creating this song, Off My Mind, and tie that back into the actual title of the song?
So shout out to Sabir, that's produced by Sabir and featuring Sabir. So that was, you know, we had connected prior, and we had always said it was gonna work. And I went, man, you know, just shoot me some, you know. And that was the concept that he sent me. So that was not of my creation. So I just kind of wrote my part. But the challenging part about that, honestly, is because I was doing so much R&B at the time he sent it to me, and I had to sit on that particular record for like maybe a year and a half maybe. And I was so R&B focused on writing R&B, so I had writer's block when it came back to doing the rap thing. And I couldn't come up with nothing to it, you know. So again, I shout out to Jada, man. He got me kind of talking, man. He always trying to push me to rap. But when you see me rapping, it's because the brother in the back of the scene, in the background, like, man, you need it. So I had to force myself to come out of writer's block. So I just kind of went off of his initial, because he sent me his verse along with the beat. And I just said, well, you know what, let me describe what my ideal woman would be for me. So that's all I did.
Okay. Shout out to Good.
So thankful for